Chapter 57. Peacefully, Key watched the lights illuminate the tunnel. The train passed through the structure swiftly. There wasn't a single noise but the electrical oozing of the machine carrying him deep inside the Yakuza bunker. Uncertainty, but also ecstasy, was on his mind. A hint of histiness. He thought of a girl's feet. The image of feet in his head turned into a young girl he had heard of. The story was popular a few years ago, and it was all over the media. A little girl known as Deschlamp. Deschlampa was 19 at the time and skinny as a twig with blonde hair, a creature full of fear. One day there was an incident. A large black man almost 3 times her size was harassing and abusing her, and it just happened so that she had a heavy machine gun with her in the trunk of her car. A tiny girl was videotaped by the harbor security cameras holding the large gun with her skinny hands and unloading 150 bullets into the man's head. She escaped with the next train and was never found. There were rumors that she was seen in one of the train stations waiting for something, but Key imagined that the little girl hid somewhere, probably with a friend around the area where she got off and was last seen. Key was playing with his thoughts about Deschlamp and wondered how it would feel fucking a girl like that. Key presumed that a romance with a girl like Deschlamp had to be full of emotion and hypnotizing. Key soon forgot the little girl and his thoughts started to shift toward himself. He realized that he wouldn't be getting much pussy in the bunker. He was sure of it, especially now when Violet was dead. Tears filled Key's pretty eyes. No pussy. Deep inside the bunker with nothing but artificial light. Goodbye, sulfur sunlight. He felt that he was living in a weird world, being taken into an underground bunker, hiding from men, for he had committed criminal deeds. Such complexity and effort, actual energy and material put into ideas and all that because of differences. Man versus man. The animal, the beast that one cannot leave behind, that does not die as long as the bloodline keeps sprouting. Carbon-based creatures full of blood doing strange things as if it all mattered. The precision of it all. As if the universe really cared. And it could not be any other way. Key imagined his parents. They certainly would be quite worried. If the boss was fearful enough to try and hide him away, then the threat was real. Key hoped the boss knew what he was doing, but if he was gambling, being overly emotional... If one would treat this like a game of chess, then what should you do? Gamble and hope for your opponent's mistakes. Did the boss think the game was already lost? Key figured that the boss, perhaps in fear, had made a mistake dragging them deeper into doom. After all, it was the boss who decided to go after Ulrich. Maybe Key himself was wrong. He tried to convince himself. He was wrong and the boss was doing his best. Key knew he was too valuable to be thrown away. After all, he was the Yakuza's symbolic heavyweight. Strange loathing followed the train. Finally, the end of the tunnel and the entrance of the bunker was in sight. The train soon stopped. The doors opened.
Don't worry, Key. The boss said he will find a way for you to return home as soon as possible.
The friendly guard greeted him with a welcoming bow. They said nothing but smiled and walked through the heavy gates, which scanned him in the process. Military personnel, Yakuza scientists and guards, and valuable Yakuza were all hidden away from the world and sought shelter and safety in the bunker.
I will be your personal guard during your stay in the bunker. I was assigned by the boss.
A vampire-looking motherfucker introduced himself.
What about Hokkaido?
He was wondering why his old guard could not just continue his function.
The boss has decided so. You wouldn't want Hokkaido to be locked away from the real world.
The vampire-looking guard pointed out Key's egoism.
Of course not.
Key felt slight embarrassment. For he truly knew he was narcissistic and egoistic, but he loved and was proud of it.
Come, I will show you your room.
The guard gestured for the young man to follow him. It took the lift even deeper underground. Key saw the room with not much there. A bed, some food, water, and a bathroom. He was used to luxury and suddenly hoped that this way of life wouldn't last for long. He was already sure that he would spend his days in the bunker's lab, tinkering with ways to become free again.